Hey folks, Digger Daz here. Welcome back to my channel. Now, it's been a while since we've had some game pickups, and I've got a few for you. And I'll be honest, it's been tough finding anything. During the winter months, you don't have any garage sales going on really that much around here. And two, the thrift stores are just picked over really hard. So it's been a struggle to find things. In fact, it's taken me 4 months just to get enough games for this video. So, maybe a while before we have another one, but I'm going to hit the, coming up next weekend, I'm going to start again hunting for things. And hopefully I'll get some good ones because I've got some really nice ones in this one. So let's just get started. And what I'm going to start with is something that I found at a thrift store in Branson, Missouri, back in October of last year. Me and my mom went there for about almost a week, I think it was. And the hotel that we normally stay at, right across the street, there was a hotel that was run down, no one was using. Well, they converted it into office space. And on the side of it, there was this little thrift store. And so when we went through there, I wasn't expecting to really find anything. But lo and behold, hidden behind some record albums was a Xbox 360 Connect. I didn't look through it whenever I bought it because I was assuming it might be complete. I got it home. In fact, I just opened it before I did the video, and it turned out that there may be some components missing. I do have the camera and the cord, so I may have to find some of the other items that go with it. I can't test it out just yet anyway, because my Xbox 360 is not working yet. I haven't fixed the red ring of death on it, so once I get that fixed, I'll be able to test this out. So that was a pretty cool find. In fact, I only paid $10 for it, which I thought was a really good deal. Now on to my Goodwill finds. Lately here, most of my finds have been coming from Goodwill, and it's largely in part due to they're the ones that get the biggest influx of games at the thrift stores that I go to. But I'm going to say this, Goodwill, if you're going to charge almost $5 for a used game, at least take the time to clean some of these discs, because you're selling used games for $5 and they're heavily scratched, and personally, I don't think they're worth that much. So you guys need to step up your game. I know it may be ridiculous to gripe about that, but if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a used game, I want it to at least be worth that money, because to me, scratch games are worth about 50 cents. And by the way, I'm sure you just saw my brother peek in from behind me. He's not too keen on being on camera, so that's why you've seen him cut that way. But he's a gamer too. He likes playing shooters more than I do. So maybe down the road, if I can convince him to do it, maybe me and him could do some online gaming together, and maybe I can get that on camera. But that's down the road. Anyway, let's get to these Goodwill finds. First of all, when I seen this, I really didn't pay much attention to it. This is Resident Evil Outbreak for the PS2. It's complete, about as complete as you can get. And the disc is not scratched up. It's got the manual, and it's got the memory card that came with it. And I thought that was really awesome. But what was even more awesome is right before I went on camera, I picked this up to look at it again. And at the very bottom it says online broadband. Now, I did not know that the PS2 had online capabilities as far as multiplayer online. So I may have to do some investigating into that and see exactly how uh, how far ahead they were when it came to that. So that'll be interesting to look at, and hopefully soon I'll get to play this. But yeah, that was a good buy. I only paid maybe about $4 or $5 for it. Like I said, Goodwill charges about $5 for their games, and I think that's getting, for what they're putting out there, it's getting a little pricey. And finding not scratched up games is really hard to do there, because the ones they put out there are pretty bad. And I mean, just what I have is just the cream of the crop. The ones that are either not scratched or just have very few scratches. But anyway, that was a good buy. The next one, I have Hitman 1 already, and I didn't even know they made a sequel to it. So I found Hitman 2 at Goodwill. I think this one has just few minor little tiny scratches that I can take care of. It came with the, I do have the insert for it. I can't think of instruction manual. Thank you. But yeah, other than that, I thought it'd be a good buy, and I liked the first game, so it'll be pretty fun to give that one a try. Now, this next one was an awesome find. Normally, I'm not that big into rhythm games like Guitar Hero and Rockstar. But when I saw this, I had to snap it up. For one, it was sealed, never been opened. And two, I'm a big fan of 80s music, and it was Guitar Hero Encore Rock the 80s. And as you can see, it's still got the sticker price from either FYE or Walmart, but I'm thinking this is the FYE price tag. For those of you who know, let me know down in the comment section. My brother enjoys playing Guitar Hero, so maybe that'd be another game him and I could do together, because he's really good at it. I know I'm going to suck at it, so it'll be pretty funny for us to maybe do a video like of this. So I look forward to cracking this open and having some fun with it. Now, the next one, normally to find boxed collections of games out in the wild is kind of rare. You don't see them quite that often. If you do, they're usually at gaming stores. You don't really see them out in thrift stores or garage sales. So when I went to one of my local Goodwills, they actually had this in their VCR video collection. It was not sitting with the games. This is Metal Gear Solid. All the discs are in there with the instruction manuals. All the discs are clean. And when I saw this, definitely had to pick it up. And I only paid $4 for this. So that's a really good deal, because I've looked at this online, and it's quite a bit more than what I paid for it. So that's a really good buy, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. Now, to round out my Goodwill buys, this one, I'm not really a big fan of the James Bond games. Any games on the consoles. The only one that I really enjoyed was one that my brother had when I had my Nintendo 64. Well, I've still got it, but he got GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64, and I really enjoyed that game. That was a fun game to play, and hopefully down the road I can add that to my collection again, because it's one of my favorite all-time N64 games. Well, anyway, I seen this at one of our local Goodwills. Don't really remember exactly when I picked this up. I know it was fairly recently, like a couple weeks ago, but it's 007 Quantum of Solace for the Wii. Uh, the disc is in good shape. Um, whoops. Came with the instruction manual. This one I think I paid about $5 for, which, you know, it's okay, $5. Normally I only like really spending about $2 or $3 on used games. I know that sounds cheap, but to me, especially with Goodwill, and I'm gonna harp on that, is the scratch games that I see a lot of. I really don't think paying $5 is worth that kind of money for a scratch game unless it's one that's super rare. And I have bought a few in the past that were either rare or super rare that just needed a good cleaning, and they work perfect. It's such a pain to clean them to where they'll play that that's why I really don't like buying scratch games. Anyway, I look forward to playing that one too. Hopefully it's one of the better James Bond games. I'm a big fan of the movies, all the 007 movies. And so, you know, when I see a 007 game, I at least give it a try and see if it's worth the wait of the movies, you know. Well, anyway, my last pickups, or not really pickups, they were more gifts. My mom asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I gave her a list of games, and she did really well for me. I really wasn't expecting her to give me anything this year, because we talked, and I said that you really don't have to buy me anything. I'm good. You know, you've taken me on a trip this year, and I think that was well worth, you know, a year of birthdays, Christmas, Easter, and Halloween, so on and so forth. So I said, don't worry about it. Well, anyway, she went ahead and bought these games anyway. So they're still sealed. I haven't opened them yet because I was saving them for a video before I opened them. And I'm so stoked about playing these. So the first one is The Evil Within 2 for the PS4. Really enjoyed playing the first one on the PS3, and now that it's better graphics, a lot more action. I feel more action than the first one, so I'm looking forward to really digging into that one. Next one is going to be, I'm a big fan of horror games, let me start that again. I'm a big fan of horror movies, and one of my favorite games to play are survival horror games. Doesn't matter what console, that's usually the first video games I look for are survival horror. And I've got a few good ones in my collection, and I've also got some really bad ones. But I got Friday the 13th, the game, Evil Within and Friday the 13th were two games, Evil Within 2 and this one, were games I was really looking forward to playing this year. I know I'm getting a little late to the game on getting this one because it's been out a while and there's been a few updates since. But I cannot wait to play this. I'm a big fan of the series, and I look forward to getting into this one as well. Now, my last game to share with you guys is the one that I've been waiting for nearly a whole year, almost 2 years, I think. And when they announced it, I had been waiting with bated breath. And I'm a huge fan of the Uncharted series. I played every single Uncharted that's been put out there. And this is one of the best games I got for Christmas, and that's Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I'm glad they didn't do a DLC for this. I mean, as far as, you know, tying it to another Uncharted game, I'm glad that they did this as a single release. And it really picks up on the story of my mind went blank. I can't think of her name, but she's been in like the last two Uncharted's, and she'd become a fan favorite. So I'm glad they've done a whole story just on her. And so I look forward to diving into this and see how it ties in with the Uncharted series. So that this will be definitely, I'm gonna save this one for last, and because I'm gonna savor every minute of this game. So that's really gonna be fun to play. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed all the pickups that I've found, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of what I found, and just let me know what's up. Let me know what I should be out there looking for and what you would like to see. So this is Duger Does saying do good and deuces. Bye-bye.